I'm Catherine Goshen, a professional astrologer from the village of Nyack in New York State, and I'm passionate about in-depth astrology and getting to the heart of the matter. In this video, I want to talk about Pisces 2021, and I'd like to suggest that in this series of videos, you watch first your rising sign, then your sun, and then your moon. And when I do give dates, take a day or two on either side, as this depends on your time zone. So welcome, Pisces. I see you finishing up a very long 12-year cycle in 2021. And the coming year seems to be very much about winding down, tying up loose ends, and beginning to emerge into a new self, which will fully blossom in 2022. And I want you to pay particular attention to the second part of May and June of 2021, because during this time, your chart ruler, Jupiter, will be moving into Pisces and giving you a taste of what is to come in 2022, when Jupiter will be in Pisces for the entire year. So we mentioned this idea of finishing off things, and astrology favors strongly that you would take some time this year to help others in a charitable fashion, or give of your time in some kind of way on a volunteer level that will make a very good end to this cycle. The other thing that I'd like you to take note of is that you'll have the planet Saturn in your 12th house this solar year, and Uranus will be in your 3rd house. And they will be contacting each other, most importantly in February, June, and December. Now, what does that mean for you? It means that you'll be given a chance to integrate a lot of the things that have been happening over the last few years, to reassess your situation, and to slowly gather steam for 2022. Secondly, there's also a deep opportunity to restructure your mindset and to get rid of outdated patterns which may have become entrenched in childhood and are no longer serving you. There's real potential, Pisces, for shifting things up, for getting rid of such challenging things as depression or anxiety or addiction or disorders. This is because Uranus in your 3rd house is there to break up old patterns. And you will have been feeling this all the way since March of 2019, and it's going to go on until 2026. But this year, 2021, is particularly important for you because with the help of Saturn, there will be the ability to restructure things and to bring things up from the darkness of the subconscious mind into the light. And when we speak about things to people we trust, or to counselors or therapists, this can alleviate the problem and bring us help. And there is a tendency, Pisces, to try to keep the status quo. And you know you have been experiencing changes since 2019. And these are tough for you because it's easier for you often to go on undisturbed. You like your space to be private. You like your private time. And it can feel very disruptive when people start to demand things of you, especially change. But you're going to have Jupiter, your ruling planet, traveling through that part of your chart this year, which is bringing the hidden to light. So if you have had any kind of suffering of a deep nature, for example, a death in the family, or anxieties over your gender, or problems with substance abuse, this is going to be the year where things can really be spoken about, things can be healed. Now, that said, I know many of you are completely on track and healthy, happy, and whole. For you, this is still going to be a year of slowly emerging and having that opportunity to look back, reflect on what's been going on for a long time, almost 12 years now, and to figure out how do you want to put yourself out there more. You're going to feel that in May and June, and then again very strongly in 2022, almost like stepping out of your cave and saying to the world, I'm ready for more challenges. I'm ready to be seen, and I'm ready to take on things and to take all my experience up to the next level. The year begins for you with a lot of energy in this third house that we spoke of, which is where we communicate on a daily basis, and also that mindset that we spoke of, how our thoughts create our reality on a daily basis. There will be some friction against forces which try to keep everything in place, keep you sedentary, keep you stationary, keep you lethargic. Fight against those. You want to be in an active frame from January 6th and to get off to an energetic start for the year. After this vital start to the year, there'll be a mini slowdown in February when you'll be visited by a very normal Mercury retrograde period in Aquarius. All that is asked during the first 3 weeks of February is that you do slow down a little and you allow those things that are trying to come up into the light and be seen to be seen, no longer pushing things under the carpet. And this includes those bills that you would rather not pay, or that paperwork that you would rather not attend to. It's time to look in all the dark corners of your home. Where have you been hoarding things? Where have you been piling things? And to use February as a clean out period. On the 18th, the sun will move into your solar sign, bringing you beautiful vitality. And use this well. A few days later, Venus will visit you and be there for a few weeks, bringing her small blessings. So as we move into March, Pisces, I see you feeling good, feeling vital, possibly taking some time to refresh your wardrobe, to take a yoga class, do something that is bringing you a large amount of joy for very little input. You may visit the hairdresser or just do things that you don't often get to, because sometimes it's simpler for you to stay home. Your special new moon for the year will be on March 13th. And that's a great time to take a day or two on either side and to be quiet and to reflect on what you would like to achieve in the coming 12 months before your birthday in 2022. It's a good time to meditate or to at least be away from the crowds. So use that time for reflection and set very clear intentions. Actually write them down so that you know where you're heading. And when you get off track, it's easy to read through those intentions and to get quickly back on track. During March and most of April, you'll also have a lot of activation calling on you to make some important personal decisions. Some things might be coming to an end and new beginnings are on the horizon. So, for example, you might have to decide if you're going to renew your lease on the apartment. Are you going to take on another year? Or are you going to move? These are the kinds of decisions that could come up, and be very clear. Don't make hasty decisions, but whatever you are working on and thinking about at that time, it's going to come up again for you. And that will be in June, when there'll be a second Mercury retrograde in that same area of your chart. So whatever you don't complete at the end of March and April, you'll be forced to deal with again in June. And that's a good thing, Pisces, because sometimes a little bit of extra time is needed to make these important decisions. For May, I see you taking stock of your investments, if you have any. If you do have an IRA, check it out at this time. If someone does manage that account for you, make an appointment to see them and see that they are also up to date on what's going on. And you might also want to consider a trip with your children, if you have any, a short trip somewhere, or entering into some kind of a creative enterprise that brings you simple pleasures. So use May to take stock of your investments and also to just relax and enjoy the beautiful weather, the beautiful life. The most important date will be May 13, when Jupiter will move into that sign of Pisces, giving you a foretaste of 2022. So if you do have the luxury of planning your own calendar, I would mark that date in now and make sure that you are very conscious of what is going on in your life at that time. Halfway through June and for the entire period of July, this looks like a really good high energy period for you. I would book my well visits at this time, if possible, and a very good time to up your exercise regime. This will be your opportunity for really taking care of your health and seeing to all those tasks which you don't usually have enough energy or time for. And remember that all the dates I'm giving and all the things I'm mentioning now are under that overarching umbrella that we spoke of in the beginning, of letting the hidden come to light, letting go of the past, and preparing for your long-term future, which is something that is very much promised this year. At the end of July, you're bound to feel another shift, and you'll be given this gift of clearing the air with your spouse, with your long-term partner, with your business partner. Anything that has not been said, now is a good time to say it, and to bring the way of the peaceful warrior with you. All this time you are building towards your special full moon, which will be on September 20th at 28 degrees of Pisces. And all this time, the few months before that, you are building toward a peak, and things can come to fruition at that full moon and then slowly unfold. So if you are working on a long-term project, either at work or to do with something with family, take note that will be an important milestone. From mid-September until the end of October, if you are in a relationship, your partner's spending may come to the light. Are they spending too much? And does this need to be addressed? If you're single or your partner's spending is very much under control, look to your own behavior and be cautious about taking on any risky investments at this time. It's a tricky period for that, and it would be far better to be conservative in your judgments so that you don't end up taking on more than you can chew or more responsibility than will ultimately be healthy for you. This whole theme will be highlighted because there will be the third and final Mercury retrograde period in that same area of your chart. So it will be asking you to revisit old financial joint expenses, to clear them out for once and for all, and also to finish off any outstanding agreements or disagreements that you have with spouses or business partners. The wonderful thing is that a Mercury retrograde period can be very, very productive if we just sit back a little bit and build in relaxation time. Then on into November, for all of November and the first half of December, there's this opportunity to expand the mind, possibly through a new course that you're going to study, or through finally sharing your writing or the work that you've been doing with colleagues, with the world. You might find yourself traveling, whether on technology or actually physically to a long distance destination. Whatever the case, use November and the first part of December to expand your horizons, extend your borders, and get out there. If you're contemplating, should I go, should I not? Yes, you can plan it now because you've had good forewarning that that is a great time for leaving the home and taking on something which is feeding your soul. The year finishes off for you with two different energies. The one is a Venus retrograde, which seems to be asking you to get rid of dead wood. Whatever the case, this is a period to allow things to be, to allow natural endings and beginnings, because you are confident in what is to come. The second energy that is accompanying you on the end of 2021, Pisces, is a lot of good energy coming into your house of work. So it seems like a strange kind of time of year to activate on the career front, but nevertheless, you will be dealing with matters that are in the public eye or to do with your status. Whatever the case, the highlight for you will be that very end period of December. On the 30th, Jupiter will move into Pisces. Time to put yourself out there on a bigger scale. Hopefully, a lot of healing has taken place, and you have that new mindset that is positive and ready to Embrace your full potential. If you found this video at all helpful, please like and subscribe. And I wish you a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2021. Until next time.